And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at a little clip from the presidential debate, the first one between Trump and Sleepy Joe Biden. Now, it's just in regards to a section where they were talking about the Proud Boys and Antifa. Let's just have a quick look at the video, shall we, and then we'll have a look at the article.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared
willing
to
do
specifically
that,
do it? Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. Do you want to call them? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would
right
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
White supremacists. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not militia. That's what his FBI, FBI director said.
This is from the BBC, so it should be entertaining at very least. So as you can see, it was a very one-sided debate. The host did an absolutely disgraceful job, to the extent where Trump even had to say to him, "Am I debating you or him?" Yep, that's right. Well, let's read this article, shall we? President Trump mentioned a far-right group during the first presidential debate, kicking off online celebrations by its supporters. Okay, here we go. Proud Boys, stand back and stand by, he said, in a response to a question asking him to condemn white supremacist and militia groups. Members of the group online took the answer as a call to prepare for action. No, they didn't. But Mr. Trump then insisted that violence was coming from far left activists. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, which is exactly right, isn't it, everyone? Because this is not a right-wing problem. Did you hear the host say that the reason it kicked off was because of far-right activists? Absolutely disgusting, that. No proof of that whatsoever, other than the lefty councillors saying it. But anyway, we'll continue. I digress. Joe Biden, the Democratic challenger, answered back, Antifa, we're ready for this. Antifa is an idea, not an organisation. It's funny how they managed to organise and burn down your cities though, isn't it, Biden? Isn't it? They may not have a leader, which I think they do, but it doesn't mean that you can't organise under the one idea, does it? That's an absolutely idiotic comment, in my opinion. Over the last few years, a number of fringe groups have been engaged in politically motivated violence on American streets. So who are the Proud Boys and Antifa? Here we go, we're ready for this. First off, Proud Boys, obviously. Founded in 2016 by Canadian-British right-wing activist Gavin McInnes. Can I just say something? Until Antifa started attacking people in the streets, he wasn't a right-wing activist. He was a podcaster. Proud Boys is a far-right, anti-immigrant, all-male group with a history of street violence against its left-wing opponents. Should we have a quick look at that, shall we? The Proud Boys are far-right. Okay, they're a multi-race group. So if they were far-right, they're not doing a bloody good job of it, are they? Anti-immigrant. Then not once have I seen any Proud Boy ever say that they're anti-immigrant. What they are is anti-illegal immigrant. See the word difference? Illegal? Yeah, exactly. Next up was, what was it? An all-male group. Should we have a quick look at that, shall we? Is it an all-male group, Proud Boys? You would think it would be with the name, wouldn't you? But if you look up something along the lines of, I don't know, Proud Boys girls, you'll come up with this. Lady. Numerous ladies. Now, that might have been a doctored picture, you're all saying, because there's no visual reference to the Proud Boys on the girls, is there? But there is on Gavin McInnes. Well, let me just highlight this to your attention then. Look what that is. Oh yeah, Proud Boy girl, Proud Boy girl, Proud Boy girl, Proud Boy girl, Proud Boy girl. Numerous Proud Boy girls. So that's been debunked already. Going well, this for the BBC, isn't it? The group's name is a reference to a song from the musical version of the Disney film Aladdin. Members often wear black and yellow Fred Perry polo shirts along with red MAGA hat. Proud Boys must declare that he is a Western chauvinist who refuses to apologise for creating the modern world. Chauvinist with female members. Okay, we believe you, BBC. Not. Their platform, such as it is, includes Trumpian ideas. Are we ready for these ideas that are so terrible? This is what the BBC class as making them far right. Are we ready? Glorify the entrepreneur. Close the border. You see what I mean about the illegal side of immigration? Libertarianism. Give everyone a gun and end welfare. This is far right, by the way. And traditional gender roles. Venerate the housewife. Now, I'm not being funny or anything, but that doesn't sound far right. It just sounds traditional, does it not? They're not exclusively white, yet have become notorious for violent political confrontations. So they're a white supremacist unit, but they're not exclusively white. Do they not realise how moronic they sound every time they write an article? Because it does seem to be that they've got no sense of their own idiocy. Have they? Proud Boys and affiliated groups have faced off against Antifa in a number of violent street rallies in the last 2 years, all instigated by Antifa. The reason Proud Boys were even formed was because Antifa were running around in Portland braining Trump supporters. Not far-right people, just regular Americans with regular American flags. Proud Boys were started because of that. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with the Proud Boys. I'm not saying I agree with anyone. I'm a loner. I don't do anything by a group. But what the BBC are trying to make out here is complete fabrication, in my opinion. Most notably in Oregon, Washington and New York. 2 members were jailed last year for beating up Antifa activists in New York. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube have all banned the group from the platforms, and members and official chapters have been largely shunted towards less popular networks. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube are left-wing scum. Just because you've been kicked off those platforms does not mean that you're alright. We'll have a look at Antifa and we'll figure that one out later on. The Proud Boys have actually reacted as well with a parlay saying, standing by, sir, I will stand down, sir. So he's effectively called off the Proud Boys, hasn't he? Doesn't stop the media from trying to paint this in a bad light. I mean, even Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has thrown a 2 pence in, and it's not a good 2 pence, to be honest. McInnes publicly disassociated himself from the group in 2018, saying that he was taking advice of his legal team. But in a video reacting to Tuesday's debate, he said, albeit not seemingly entirely serious, so he was joking. What that basically meant, albeit not seemingly entirely serious, means he was having a joke. I controlled the Proud Boys, Donald. Do not stand down, do not stand back. On the chat at Telegram, Proud Boys shared the debate clip along with posts taunting Antifa and incorporating the phrase stand back, stand by into the group's logo. Great PR. Meanwhile, critics of the president loudly condemned him. Are we ready for what Ocasio-Cortez said? Here we go. Donald Trump is a white supremacist. People have been warning about this for a long time and not been believed. Why? Because it's not true. They were ridiculed, called hyperbolic and radical. Now because they were not wrong, but because others couldn't accept that our country elected a supremacist as president. This is fascism at our door. Oh my God. Absolutely disgusting. But anyway, let's continue. Antifa now. Antifa, short for anti-fascist, is a loose affiliation of mostly far-left activists. Really, BBC? Is that why they're being branded as a terrorist organisation? Is that what it is? They also include anarchists, but also communists and a few social democrats. What sets them apart is their willingness to use violence in self-defence, they say. I have never seen any violence from Antifa that was in self-defence. It was always as an attack. What they do is say, that person's a Nazi and therefore me attacking them is defensive. Absolutely ridiculous. The movement, at which one point almost entirely disappeared in the US, saw a surge of interest after the election of Donald Trump. They routinely clash with the far right. No, they don't. They routinely clash with normal, regular, working class people trying to protect the businesses and stuff. That's what they actually do. It's got nothing to do with that at all, in my opinion. In late August, a self-described anti-fascist, there we go. This is why they are being called terrorists, because they are. In late August, a self-described anti-fascist, 48-year-old Michael Reynolds, shot and killed a supporter of Patriot Prayer, a Portland area group that often marches with the Proud Boys. So what we've got is Biden saying that the Proud Boys are far-right extremists and terrorists, but all they've done is had a fight. Whereas you've got Antifa, who he's saying are just an idea. They're not really a group or anything. They're not a group. They're just friendly people have shot and killed someone. I know which banner I'd prefer to be under. Now, thankfully, Reynolds was shot dead for doing that. Both groups are relatively small and can count on, at the most, a few thousand active supporters. Really? I think you'll find Antifa have been burning cities with a few more than 1,000, but their propensity for violence, particularly when they confront each other on American streets, has made them a much bigger topic of conversation than those numbers suggest. Conversation fueled by the media, BBC. Now, like I said, I don't like the idea of militias. I prefer law and order done by police, I'll be honest. But I also don't like mobs of people running the streets attacking innocent people, which is what Antifa have been doing for the entire time of the Lurga. If you don't believe me, check out what's been going on in Portland. Now, they are flying under the Black Lives Matter banner in Portland, but it is a 90-something% white city, that. So it's Antifa.
And I'm going to let him speak for himself. I learned that they're not white supremacists. These are proud American men. The reason that they are proud is because we are on a a free land. And we both have an issue with the media, and we need the media to take more responsibility in showing both sides.
We are in no way, shape, or form white supremacists. We have a vetting system that just gets those guys out of our hair. We do not have anything to do with white supremacy. We do not have anything to do with the Ku Klux Klan. We denounce those organizations. And as a matter of fact, I will go ahead and identify everybody that probably should have been made reference to in the debate yesterday. We go ahead and talk about Antifa. Antifa, they are a problem. They are not an idea. They are very much an organization. They are in terrorist cells. Okay, that's what they are. That's why they do not function. That's why they say they are not an organization, because they function autonomously and in cells, much like terrorists, which they actually go and train with in countries like Syria. Okay, we need to talk about the Ku Klux Klan. We need to talk about what other organizations? Identity Europa. I mean, all of these organizations that have anything to do with white supremacy are 100% denounced by the Proud Boys.
But let me know what your opinion is on this one. I would like to know your opinion. You did watch the debate. What did you think? Share it out, everyone. If you're new, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.